DL1BJW.
CQ. This is Mike Zero Alpha Uniform Golf from my home station on the Fylde Coast in West Lancashire. Calling all members of Pennine for the Thursday evening digital mat. And nice to see a good few people already this evening. Okay, we'll go to the number one on the list, and that's over to you, Ralph. Kilo Alpha 5, Uniform Lima Echo, M0AUG. Good evening.
AM0AEA5 your lead. Good evening from West Texas. A nice warm day today. I'm outside actually playing with the bicycle and getting ready to get it out for a ride. So wanted to make it here just in time for the net. It's good to be here. Back to net, K5 Yoli.
K5 Yoli in the group M0AG. Thanks for that, and glad you could be with us again this evening. Right, we're off to now over to Northern Germany. DL1 BJW and DL8 VDT. Good evening, Mike Arjano. I hope you enjoyed the meeting last night. M0AUG, over to you, Mike.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. Very good evening to all and to one and all. And hope everybody is feeling okay and is healthy. We are okay over here. The meeting on Zoom yesterday was excellent, brilliant again, and we really enjoyed it. And of course, it's something to have an adventure, so to speak, from your armchair. But nevertheless, it was really brilliant from Emil, and was very entertaining, also very informative. And the meeting afterwards and the talking afterwards was also very nice. But we had to call it a day at 11 p.m. local time here because it was time to go to bed, and we had something to do in the morning here. But that was a very nice evening. Temperature-wise, the spring seems to come a little bit, but it takes its time. Outside temperature now is about -1 degree centigrade. Was very cold wind the day over, and we had lots of sun, which is new for us. We had only snowfall and lots of clouds in the last, I'd say, 10 days. But now sun has come out again, but SWX forecast tells us that will be the last time we see the sun for about 3 or 4 days. So it was a short appearance of the sun, but nevertheless very welcome. So passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yes, very good evening to all of you, and especially good evening to Ralph. I think we met last week here in the meeting for the first time. So, as Mike just said, weather conditions are strange, but yes, therefore, it's quite interesting to see people moving around the world in different locations, as Emil did. And yes, it's always a pleasure to see his talks there. And although I never, ever want to do such things in such regions and with such dangerous, dangerous landscape, and so yes, That's from my side here. And so I hand the microphone back to M0AUG for the group.
DL8 BDC with DL1 BJW in the group. M0AUG setting. Yes, fine, thanks for that, John. I'm glad you enjoy the evening. I think everybody tends to enjoy the talks that Emil comes along. And as you say, the things that his colleagues get up to, I've seen some very entertaining times with them. And I didn't stay up as long as you last night. I'd had a very busy few days. And so I was long gone before the meeting finished. But obviously I can catch up with it on YouTube. Okay, over to Lou. JKJJ in the group, M0AUG. Good evening.
M0AUG in the group, JKJ. Yes, good evening, Jeff, and good evening to everyone else on the net and those listening. The WX in Nottingham, it's been cold, damp, and unpleasant. 4 degrees Celsius, and I can't wait for the spring. I've not spent much time on the HF bands, but on the occasions that I have worked a few stations, conditions have been average. I did solve my problem with the installation of Windlink and Vara HF. It turned out to be a simple checkbox error, which I seem to do quite regularly. Windlink is a very interesting email system, but I'm not sure I'll have much use for it unless the internet crashes. Having got it working, I accessed nodes in Germany and Switzerland on 40 meters. The other activity I've spent time on is the satellite project, but more on that on the next over. Emil's presentation of his de-expedition to Sierra Leone and Banana Island was fascinating. And thanks to Nick for organizing the presentation. So back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group, GAKJJ.
JKJJ in the group, M0AUG setting. Yes, thanks. Hello, and please that you also enjoy the presentation. Because I think we all do every time that Daniel and some of his colleagues come along there. And they go to places that I don't think many of us would want to go to necessarily. And that's probably they take the chances that we wouldn't. And that's how it is. Good luck to them. Right over to Bob in the US. Good afternoon, good evening there, Bob. M4X18 in the group, M0AUG. 0AUG with the group, November 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango. Good afternoon, good evening to all, and those maybe watching on YouTube. We've had a nice change in weather in the last 3 or 4 days. It's been above freezing. Finally, enough snow has melted to where I can see some of the ground underneath of it. And this is the first day that I've been able to do that. Currently, we're at our high, and it's 6 centigrade right now, 6 centigrade, and that will be the high for the day. However, it is overcast here today. And as the rest of the people mentioned, I was fascinated with Emil's presentation last evening. Normally when he's on, I enjoy just about everything that Emil has to say. Yesterday, what I couldn't get over was that generator. I can't believe the way that those fellows were working on that generator. They were taking their lives in their hands as much as Emil does when he climbs those mountains high. I certainly enjoyed and I enjoyed Banana Island especially. That was very, very interesting. And as some people pointed out after the net, to see the conditions that the locals live is remarkable. It's much below the standards that we're used to. At any rate, with that, back to you, Jeff, M0AUG with the group, November 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango. November 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango in the group, M0AUG. Yes, fine, Bob, and glad you enjoyed the evening as well. And obviously, I'm going to go over to Nick now, and I think everybody must thank you for putting on such an interesting presentation and getting Emil to speak to us on quite a regular basis. Over to you, Nick. G4IWO in the group, M0AUG. Yes, thank you. No problem. 5 and 9, Nick. Go ahead.
About last night's meeting. It was very, very good to have Emil online last night again, and it really was a superb talk. And I echo Bob's points about the guys that were working on the generator, which is probably one of the most dangerous activities I've seen someone doing with a radio, or rather with a piece of equipment, turning out high voltages at reasonably high currents. Absolutely terrifying, but nevertheless, no one was hurt in the incident, which I guess is at least something. So it's been a slight improvement in the weather here. We had snow overnight this morning and a bit of snow earlier on today, but temperature was just above freezing, so none of it settled, even up on the hills. And we've got the grandchildren with us this week, and I went out today on a lovely walk for several miles for about 3 hours with one of our neighbours, 3 of their dogs, and their child, who is just a year older than our youngest grandchild. And we had a very, very pleasant walk up in the hills and back down to where we live down here. What was really fascinating for anyone interested in dogs is that one of the dogs is brand new to this family who live very close to us, and it's an assistance dog for their child who suffers with autism, and it's brand new to the family. He's only been there for a few weeks and still undertaking training, but a remarkably intelligent dog. It was very, very nice indeed. So back to you, Jeff. M0AG in the group, G4IWO.
G4IWO in the group, M0AUG returning. Yeah, I hope the people on the YouTube channel are getting your transmission there, Nick. Be a shame if they wouldn't. I've no doubt, having mentioned it, somebody will stick a note in the chat if they're not getting them. But it would be helpful if somebody also stuck a note in the chat to say you were. That's good. And fine on the family outing and the dogs as well. The specialist dogs are absolutely amazing and what they're capable of doing, aren't they? And I'm glad your neighbour's got the benefit of that from one of his relatives there. Over to you there, Jeff. I know you enjoyed the meeting last night. Oscar November 8, November Tango in the group. M0AUG.
Okay, Jeff, Mike 0 AUG, the group of 8 November Tango. A very good evening to everyone, and a very good day to everyone. Also to YouTube, the people on YouTube, and also to Kilo Alpha 5 from Lima Echo Rolf and Mike Whiskey 0 Delta in Yamai, who is also on the dashboard. I see. A very good evening to all of you. First of all, the weather report, we have +5 degrees Celsius. It's cloudy, or it was cloudy today. Last Sunday, we had snow on the ground, 3-4 centimeters even, which were, the next day were melted away. So, and in the coming week, from Monday onwards, even from Sunday onwards, we will have more than 10 degrees Celsius, with 15 degrees on Wednesday and a real spring day. So we're really looking forward to that. We really, really, really need that. Okay. Congratulations, Lou, on having the winner in Perth. I sent you some messages, but I also not looked to that every day I use that once in a week to take part in an exercise, the Wednesday wheeling exercise, and then I check my mails to do the exercise, so to say. So it's a very interesting thing. If the internet is down, you still have the possibility to send mails to people, and it's certainly something that you need some exercise. So that's why I take part every Wednesday in that exercise. And I also was very happy yesterday to work again, GB5 Papa Hotel. Really enjoyed that. It was difficult to contact him. I heard and I saw his recording. Was really very difficult, but anyway. And I also enjoyed the meeting yesterday. Really good talk from Emil as always. He's a real star, Rich. Okay, no, Mike Zero AUG, the group, ONA November Tango.
November Tango in the group, M0 AG returning. Yes, I am, Jeff. And yes, you're absolutely right. Emil is a real star. And always welcome to the club meetings as well. And I don't know where he's off to next. He might have said later in the evening. But I bowed out a little bit earlier last night. We'll catch you on the YouTube channel anyway. Right, over to Scottish Borders now, and over to you, Keith. GM4JKZ in the group, M0AEG, good evening.
M0AEG in the group, GM4JKZ, yes, good evening, Jeff, one and all. And yeah, sorry I missed last week. I was somewhat engaged in other duties, but back with you this week. And yeah, Emil's talk was brilliant, I thought, must admit. And being ex-health and safety, yeah, scary working on generators, I must admit. And I wonder what the 400 volts did to some of the equipment. But at least that's over, he says. Temperature-wise up here, it was quite pleasant this morning. It was about 7.4, I think it was, this morning. Had to dive into town, so I thought, well, I'm there, I'll go and see my favourite lady and get my hair cut. Big mistake, because I'd forgotten about the really cold winds that blow up here, so taking the dogs out this afternoon was a bit chilly. But never mind. Currently 4.1 degrees, and yeah, we're looking forward to some improved temperatures as well, as Jeff is over in Belgium next week, all being well. Radio-wise, not a great deal. I missed the Ritty contest at the weekend, last weekend. I had to go to Glasgow on Saturday, and Sunday had a bit of a lay-in because it was a long day on Saturday, and got a bit despondent when I switched on and I noticed some were giving serial numbers of 3,400 and something. So I thought my poultry 001 wouldn't count, so I thought I'd sit it out this year. But there we go. It was good to have a listen, but I'll enter it for next year. Okay, more later on, M0AUG. Back to you, Jeff, from GM4JKZ.
GM4JKZ, group M0AG returning. Yes, fine on that. And yeah, I bet it was cold when you had an haircut. Yeah, I was contemplating getting something similar today, but didn't do. And I'm quite pleased about it. A job for another day. Right, down to Swansea now, and over to Mark. MW0, Delta India Mike, in the group. M0AG, good evening.
M0AUG in the group, it's MW0DIM. Yeah, I've been on for a few weeks because I play in a band and orchestra, so that is I'm really tight for time sometimes. But they've cancelled the orchestras this week, so I thought I'll have a day on the radio and that. So this is my sort of favourite sort of go-to mode. I was on HF this morning. I didn't talk, I just listened. And I had some Maltese operators I listened to, and a couple from Brazil on a Xiegu G90, and a long wire, or I get a 10-meter whip then, mag mount. When it gets a bit warm, I plan to take that up the hill, which is about 1,000 feet above sea level, and get the telescopic whip out and wedge it in the ground and tune it up and see what I can work. So yeah, today I'm on the ID52 Plus, which is one of my favorite rigs, and temperature's 45 Fahrenheit. I haven't done too much. I've had a week off work as it's like half term, and I just wanted to treat myself to being bone idle for the week. Yeah, it's a lovely group this to actually be on, and I thought today I was determined to chat or certainly listen. I'll probably have to change it to picture mode later, as I know Jeff ON8NT sends pictures out, and
M0DIM in the group, M0AG. I think you might have timed out there, Mark. Just want to try again, please. Nothing goes from Mark there. I must have timed out. I think I'll lose it. But if you can still hear me, Mark, when it comes back up, yes, Jeff is one of a number of people on this group who have sent pictures out. So we'll keep you posted as we go on during the evening. I'm very pleased to have you with us today. So that takes us right back up to the top of the group and back up to Ralph. K5ULE in the group, M0AG.
Yes, sir. Again, thanks for all the warm welcomes. It's always great to hear that. Lots of times I'll join new groups, and it's just like I'm one of the old guys already, don't even get acknowledged. But you guys are really cool. And but anyway, I'm out here just washing the mic down. We have a beautiful day going. It's probably low 80s right now, so I think I'm going to continue to wash this mic off here a little bit, and then maybe sometime after that I'll go for a short ride and see if there's any other mechanical issues to deal with. Other than that, we'll turn it back to net. It's got a really good net, and I'm planning on being back next Tuesday or next Thursday. Back to net, K5ULE.
K5ULE, M0AG. Thank you there, Ralph, and good to have you with us, and as a club member as well. And I'm glad you're getting away enjoyment from the net. And back over to Nolan Journey now. DL1BJW in the group with DL8PDT, M0AG. Over to you, Mike.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey returning. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, radio-wise, it was not such a busy week for myself, but I've been doing some experimenting with the KX2 and the Ryberkov antenna. So using 10 watts from the Elecraft KX2 into the vertical Ryberkov, which is, as I already told, is only 4.9 meters long. And it works really well on 2 meters to 20 meters, but also very acceptable on 30 meters and 40 meters. And I can even tune it on 80 meters, but it's not very productive, of course, on this frequency 3.5. But yeah, as I said, using it with 10 watts and had some CW contacts there. It was very nice to work into Florida and into Brazil, Zulu Victor 5 Papa Romeo, one of these commemorative stations from Brazil, which are on the air in these days here. And I was also very pleased when I changed over to SSB and saw a station which was much sought after on the 20-meter band, namely Oscar X-ray 7 Alpha Kilo Tango from Western Greenland. And of course, I had not much hope to get through. There was a huge pile-up, but I waited a time and came back to the frequency about 3/4 an hour later, and hey presto, he heard me and gave me a report, and I came back. So this was a nice experience. Sometimes it's you only have to wait and count again, so to speak, and try your luck later. And it's possible sometimes even with meager power and a relatively simple antenna to come through nevertheless. So that was nice. Otherwise, not much to report HF-wise. So I'm passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yes, from my side, I can report that we fortunately have put up the NFET half wave in our garden yesterday, I think. Yes, yesterday. It was dry weather. It was not raining, but not the air was not quite dry. It was a little bit humid, and it lasted a little bit longer than we thought, and it was quite cold. But we managed to get it up there, and that's good for both of us, but especially for me, because it's the antenna I use for my check in my room upstairs. And today I've tried out it and made a few QSOs, not spectacular ones, but one QSO which was quite nice, the CW QSO with an Italian guy who lowered down his speed when I came up, and therefore I could manage to follow a little. That's what I can report from my side here, and I hand the microphone back to M0 AUG for the group.
DIPT with DL1 BJW. You've had an interesting week, both of you, and well done, Mike, on the contact at Greenland. And you're right, as you say, it's the same with a lot of the stations. And if you do any contesting, you'll find the same thing happens. You can just sort of listen and listen and listen. And you just sort of pick a moment and, bang you straight through the signal and get the contact. It's very, very satisfying when that happens. And that's a nice entry in the log. And find on your experiences with the NFED driller. And I'm glad you got the contacts on that. And well done to the person you were speaking to for actually slowing down when they heard you. And I don't do CW these days and didn't do much of it ever, but I know what I did. The people I was trying to contact always slowed down. When the fellow said QRS or something, and they always obliged, because they wanted more people on the band to work CW. Right, back over to you there, Lou. GAKJJ in the group. M0 AUG.
M0 AUG in the group, GAKJJ. Yes, thanks, Jeff. And first of all, thanks to Jeff for the WinLink information, which he sent to me by WinLink. I will have a look at that, Jeff, and the Wednesday exercise and see what that's all about. But I haven't looked at it yet, so that's something to do in the future. And I do envy Ralph and his temperatures. I do remember a trip that I took around the States and traveling, this was in the summer, and traveling through Texas. The temperature was 109 Fahrenheit, which was very, very hot. And we didn't have air conditioning. We had a convertible car, and it was we could spend about 2 hours driving, and then we had to find a motel to cool off. Okay, the satellite project is progressing, and I'm learning a great deal about the satellites, and it's a great experience. The opportunity to test the new antennas have been few and far between in view of the weather recently. But on Tuesday, I did try out the 5-element Yagi and the Moxon antenna, and during the transit of AO 73. The attempt was a complete failure, as I could hardly hear any SSB stations. On investigating it transfer, the PL259 barrel connectors, which I use on the Moxon, was faulty. Anyway, so we tried again on Wednesday, and that was more successful. Although the new Moxon is not as good as the hybrid one that I mentioned some time ago. I could hear M0NKC working PD1 at B, but the signal strength was weaker than it would have been on the hybrid. I think the antennas need some work. The rotator worked really well, even though it was quite breezy. And I do have a picture of the antenna for the antenna setup for sharing at the end of the net. And I'll also put a photo on WhatsApp. So back to you, Jeff, M0AUG and the group GAKJJ.
JKJJ, the group M0AUG, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you just got to try again, as honestly you did, when you found out what the problem was with the PL, and you got the contact there, and you had some interesting times trying to get through, and you were experimenting on all the things as well, which is what it's all about. I wish I had the time to be able to do that, but at the moment with other things going on, I don't have that luxury, shall we say. And thank you, Julie noted that you'll be coming up with a picture of the Empire Loop. Over to you there, Bob, and I think it's about time you give us an update on Porter as well. November 4XL for Tango in the group, M0AUG. 0AUG with the group, November 4XL for Tango. Well, I can do that first then, Jeff. Boda, I'm doing very well, I think, with Boda. As of this morning, I was 722 worldwide in sanding, so I can't complain about that, especially being that if you look at the counts of some of those people, I'll never get past them. As of this morning, I have 3,268 entities, and I believe today I've picked up at least 2 more. So once they report in, I should have at least 3,270 by the end of the day, at least. And I have as of this morning, I had 12,070 contacts with parks, and most of those contacts were CW. Radio-wise, in the last week or so, I've done well. Today, I have noticed quite a bit of QSB, especially on 20 meters, and most of my work has been on 40 and 20. For some reason, I'm having trouble with 30. In order to hear people, my SWR is way out, so I can't contact them. When I get my SWR down where it should be, well, they can't hear, or I can't hear them. So I have a problem there that I just haven't figured out yet. But that's part of the game, and that's what makes it interesting. And like a lot of times, I have to wait and wait and wait until all those high power stations get out of the way so that my 339 station can be heard and logged. Will I do that? I'll sit and I'll wait. And just about the time I think the frequency is clear enough to where I get through, a couple more high power stations get on there. So I have to wait and wait and wait. But it pays off in the end. Sometimes if you go back 10 minutes later, it's even better. So I know where you're coming from there. Ralph, I don't know whether it's still there because I'm going back 70 years or so. But there used to be a language school, a military language school in San Angelo. I knew several people that attended that language school, and I also had some friends that retired from San Angelo. I wish the temperature was 80 degrees here, but it's closer to about 40 degrees today, and that's our high. That for today. I do have a question for the people with the two pictures. Let me rekey here. Last week, or the week before, Lou and I, or Lou back memories for me from the old days. And I went through my stuff and I found a picture of me in Turkey with an S-38B on the desk. And it's, of course, it's a black and white picture, so it's a grayscale. And I'm just curious how grayscale will work on this mode. Today, I'm sending out a picture that has very, very little contrast in it as a test, even though it is a boat. So, but maybe some of you could comment on that. If any of you have sent black and white pictures out in this mode, I'd be interested to know the results. With that, I think I covered about everything I have to cover. Let's see. Yeah, I did. So back to you then, Jeff, in England, M0AUG, group number 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango. For Alpha Tango group M0AUG returning. Yes, I'm that knob, and well done on the Potter score, which keeps rising. We've got some quite keen Potter activities, within Pennine, but also the other club that I'm a member of over here, which is the Oldham Amateur Radio Club, are also some of the people who remember Pennine are members of Oldham as well. And there are two people in particular who are very, very keen on Porter and Salter. So it's interesting to see them going on the scores on there. And whether you would ever work any of them or not, I don't know. But one of the guys in particular is a CW operator. So if ever you hear Golf Zero Kilo Uniform Yankee Portable, Golf Zero Kilo Uniform Yankee Portable, that's Steve from the Oldham Club. And he's also capable of doing CW on that, and he would be absolutely made up if you had a contact with him. And there you go. Just mention it in case you ever hear Steve on sideband, and then you could move over there. Right, back over to you there, Nick. And I hope the people on YouTube are getting us all. G4IW in the group, M0AG.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, I've just had a report back from Jim in the club, G4JBA, who tells me that he's receiving everyone very well on YouTube. So that's good. That's working fine. Yeah, also, of course, a great pleasure to see Ralph here again. And also Mark, MW0DIM, to see you back joining the net again. It's always great to have new people joining us and taking part in what we're doing. We were talking after the talk last night, and Ken was saying how much he had enjoyed operating GB5PH. And we've been having a look at running more special calls like that. And I've still got the GB1PH call sign allocated to me. And I will go on, but I won't go on to 40 meters next week. I'll do some higher band on 20, 15 or 10, depending on the conditions. And I'll also do some CW as well. So I'll post that on the WhatsApp group and also into the email, because I emailed out yesterday's activation as well. And I know that resulted in the number of people catching us who aren't part of the WhatsApp group. And your point, Jeff, about the interest in POTA here, it's really good to see more people getting out portable and more people as well using CW. And your point about Steve G0KUY, he was one of the first people I worked when I took part in the 145 live event a couple of weekends ago. And he was actually at the bottom of the hill from where I live in Littleborough, operating portable there on POTA and really struggling to get the QSOs, even though 145 megahertz 2 meters was quite busy. The location there is right down the bottom of the hill and not too brilliant, but hopefully he did get in enough to qualify for an activation of that park, which I think will be the first activation of Hare Hill Park. And I'll tell you what I've been doing over the last couple of days, because as the weather starts to improve, I certainly am one of those that looks to see what things I can do with antennas that I haven't done already. And I was having a look again, and hopefully Rick is going to come back and give us a talk on Ballons and Unans again in more detail. I know he gave that as part of his talk on the off-center fed dipole. But he has said he'll come back and give a talk to the club specifically on Ballons and Unans. And I was looking, after talking to Rick, and I had a separate chat with him a week or so ago to chat through with him a presentation that he's been preparing. Hopefully he'll be able to give that to the club fairly soon. It made me go back and look at his two websites. And I mean, they're both just jam-packed with information. If you look at the website of dj0ip.de, it's just got a mine of information, not just about off-center fed dipoles, but I was reading his pieces about the delta loop antenna. And I looked at a page I hadn't looked at before, which is called, Rick's called My Favorite Antennas. And anyone who wants to just explore some different antennas, including a homemade magnetic loop antenna, but also a very interesting delta loop antenna, 40-meter delta loop antenna that I definitely want to have a go at when the weather improves. Was a lot of data in there, a lot of information. And if anyone's not looked at his websites before, just go and have a look and you'll be amazed at the information that's there. So back to you, Jeff. M0 AUG in the group, G4IWO.
G4IWO group M0AG10. Yes, thanks for that, Nick, and thanks for the updates on the other items as well. And for the benefit of Ralph and also to Mark, Pennine does have a very, very active WhatsApp group, and I was just checking on my phone the numbers of people who are in there at the moment, who are members of it at the moment, and 55 people are members of the WhatsApp group for Pennine Ham. And yeah, so it's well worth having a look at. And we do quite a lot on POTA and so and it keeps you in touch with when the club's running these special event stations like Ken was doing the other day with the GB5 PH, one of the special event call signs that we can use. It's just interesting to be able to keep up with that as to, when they're on the air, and you might actually make a contact. No reason why not, in the right conditions. So, I hope you get some benefit out of that as well. Over to you, Jeff, then, Belgium. Oscar November 8 November Tango in the group, M0AEG.
M0 AUG, the group of an 8 November Tango. Okay, yeah, very good idea, Nick, about inviting DJ Zero and Papa for just another talk. And I think the team of Ballon and Unnens, very difficult, but very interesting and absolutely something we should learn more about, I think. So a very good idea. Really looking forward to that. And Bob, congratulations on your quota statistics. I wrote them down here. It was difficult to follow. so much figures each eye. And I think the grayscale on the picture mode, well, let's just try it. I think it will work. But let's just experiment with that and we will see how that will work out. But I'm quite convinced that that will have good results there. And Mike, congratulations on your contacts there with the 10 watts and so on. That's really, really great. That's really great. And Lou, really looking forward to more experiments on your satellite antenna, and interesting that the other antenna, Moxon antenna, seems to be working fine there. Yeah, okay, about my activities, I really enjoyed the CQWPX reading contest last weekend. I made in the QRP class, I was participating in the QRP class, I made 195 QSOs. That never happened to me in a contest, so I really, really was very happy. I worked a lot of goodies, Thailand on 10 meters, and then in the evening on 40 meters, I was working Juliet Tango 5 Delta X-ray, what is it, Tibet, yeah? No, Mongolia. So really, really enjoyed that very much and had the occasion to experiment a little bit. Maybe my good result is because I have now that wire antenna, which is working good on the high bands, but on 40 meters, I have the impression that the mobile whip is working much better. So I really have tested that with changing with the coax switch here from one antenna to the other. And I really have the impression that the Ampro is better and that the wire is well, it's only 9 meters long, and that's probably the reason that it is not working that well on 40 meters. Oh yeah, and because because of the Zoom session of yesterday, I looked up 9 Lima 8, my Delta in my logbook, and I found them 4 times. I worked them 4 times on FT4. On FT4 and FT8, I think, on FT8 mostly. On 15, 17, 12 and 10 meters actually on the high bands with that wire antenna. So, yeah. Conditions on 10 meters, actually, I have been playing a lot on 10 meters during the last week. And I must say that conditions are sometimes very good. One of the highlights of today actually was working a German station and Fox Juliet and St. Bartholomew Island, I think. So it was very easy to work him. So yeah, was very lucky to work that stage, which was for me a new one. Okay, no, enough about all that. I put the microphone back to you, Jeff. Man Zero AUG, the group over there, November Tango.
Well, ain't November Tango, I'm Zero AUG returning. I'm beginning to think that you never sleep. You've got so much content coming out each week, and you know, it must be absolutely wonderful to be able to try all these things, Jeff. And you do bring some remarkable results to the hobby and this group in particular. So well done indeed. And I'm sure I'll just have a peaceful life with you being on the radio a lot. Okay, over to you there, Keith. GM4JKZ in the group, M0AG.
M0AG in the group, GM4JKZ. Yeah, thanks there, Jeff. And congrats to Mike for running into Greenland. It's very good. I think the last time I worked Greenland, it must have been at least 10 or 15 years ago when I was living down in Somerset. So that's a good one. And also for Jeff, 195 QSOs on QRP. I know, having talking to Jim last night, he worked 250 running our normal sort of power, low power, so 100 watts. So that was good going. And although I didn't work any, I did have a quick listen on Sunday and was amazed at how many stations were actually around. That was on the DS Commander Vertical. So it was pretty good. One thing I was going to say for Mark, MW0DIM, it's not bone idle, it's deep thought. We sit here thinking of all the things that need to be done and then don't do them. But that's just my view. Bob, congrats on your 722nd position. I'm pretty sure you've gone up a few since the last time I recorded your numbers a couple of months ago. So that's good going with your 3,270. Excellent stuff. And you should be proud of that. And just a couple of things on the radio side. I downloaded a new TQSL certificate last week, and all of a sudden I couldn't upload any files onto Logbook of the World from Ham Radio Deluxe. And after tearing my hair out for about a day and a half, I suddenly realised that the TQSL downloaded file had a 4-character grid square in it, whereas on HRD I've got a 6-character grid square. So just be wary of that one, should any of you have that problem. So that's worth thinking about. I did also download the RSGB Commonwealth Awards spreadsheet, and I've got 67 countries at the moment, so I'm in bronze, but I'm 3 away from silver. Excuse me. So I'm looking now for the 3 to make the silver link up. UBA PSK 63 contest that I did in I think it was January the 10th and 11th. I'm pleased to say I came first in the UK. Although, having said that, there were not that many, in my view, PSK 63 stations around. I think I worked about 40 altogether, something in that order. So pleased about that. And the Bartek Sprint, which was early January, I was 103rd. So I'm improving my positions year on year, but must try harder next time. So yes, I do have a picture as well, and it's a picture of my charity vehicle, Say No More. So back to you there, Jeff. M0AUG with the group from GM4JKZ.
JKZ in the group, M0AUG. Yes, well, I'm not Keith, and you've been involved in a lot more things on radio wise than I ever played, and well done on the results there. And it's always good to compare your result position now with what you were last time, and look out for the improvement there. So, for the benefit of Ralph and Mark, excuse me 1 second. Okay, back with you. For the benefit of Ralph and Mark, what we do at the end of the net, a few people have photographs which you can on the D-Star, and obviously if you've got the F-52 or something like that, you should be able to receive the pictures on there. And so far this evening, I think Lou's going to send the picture, and then Bob in the States. I'm sure that Nick will have one, and Jeff in Belgium, and also Keith in the borders there. So what we'll do now, it's up to you guys. It's your net. If you want to go another round before we start doing pictures, that's fine. If you want to call it a draw on the round, and we'll just concentrate on pictures, just please say so. And it's your net is what you want it to be, not what we want it to be. So back over to you there, Ralph. K5ULEM0AUG.
Yes, thank you very much. I checked on that, and my radio is the ID51, and I don't think it does the pictures. So but I will at some point end up with one of those, and that sounds like a lot of fun. So I'll let you guys have at it. I'm gonna jump on the bike and go around the block, see how it works. So 73 to everybody, and certainly enjoy the net. And it's in my Rolodex, so it lets me know every Thursday. So I'll be back. K5 ULE in West Texas, 73 everybody.
K5 ULE, Group M0 UG returning. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think you can actually do pictures with the 51 using the icon app on the laptop or computer. Might be worth checking on that one. Can I just go back to Keith? Do you know the answer to that one, Keith? GM4JKZ?
Not sure about the 51, but certainly, yes, the software, the icon software, it's MS1A on the Android phone works perfectly with the 5100, and the 52 of course does it itself, but I'm sure the 51 should.
Yeah, thanks for that, Keith. I'm pretty sure that the 51 will work with the software app for the phone, Ralph. Worth looking at, and then you can take part in that. But as Keith just said, the 52 and the 5100 does work very well with the app. I know because I've got a 5100 as well here. So we're worth carrying on with that. So please, you can join us again this evening, and thanks for being a member of the club and the group as well. And we look forward to catching up with you with the E-News next Thursday. Thanks for joining us tonight. So, back over to Northern Germany now. DL1BJW with DL8VDT. Do you want to stay and just see the pictures go through both of you? Over to you, Mike.
VW was the final. Yes, sir. We will stay until the pictures are done, so to speak. But nevertheless, I think we make this our final now. So thank you very much for this nice meeting again, for this amazing net, and it was a pleasure to be part of it again. Thank you, Jeff, for hosting. And thank you all for your interesting thoughts and ideas, and for the talk. Congrats to all achievements there, especially Bob and Jeff, our 8 November Tango, but also all the others. Hope to see you safe and sound next week. And as I said, we will stay in picture mode with in IV52, which we have here, and look onto the oncoming pictures there. But nevertheless, 73 to you all the best from Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. Passing the microphone for now to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yes, thank you very much for this interesting net, and thank you, Jeff, for hosting the net. It was a pleasure as always. And Bob, congratulations to your protest successes. It's amazing what you can achieve there, and good that you can be on CW more and more now, that your hand does it again. Jeff, also compliments for your witty successes. It's amazing what you can achieve from your location there with your antennas and so. And this is quite amazing on QRP. So all the best to you all, 73 and 88 from Northern Germany. This was Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango, handing the microphone back to M0 AUG for the group.
DL8 to BDT and DL1BJW. Thank you, Adrian and Mike, as usual, for being a big part of our net. And the people who come along and join the net, everybody adds something to it, doesn't they? And thanks for your contributions as well. Before we go on to the ones who I'm going to say pictures, I'm just going to go on to Mark and say, are you staying with us so you can actually see the pictures on the ID52 Mark? W0DIM M0AEG. W0DIM M0AEG. Are you staying on the net, Mark, whilst we go through the pictures? I think Mark there will, I know he's still connected, so maybe he's just popped out to make a brew. So what we'll do before we go down to the pictures there, I'll pass it over to Nick as I do normally, and so you can do a wrap for the meeting, Nick, and for the people on YouTube as well, before we start to go down the line of the 5 people who I've got there so far who want to send pictures this evening. Over to you, G4IW in the group M0AG.
M0AG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, thank you very much, Jeff, and thank you everyone for your contributions this evening. Really, as usual, interesting, and I know that as the year goes on and we all get outside more and we get to play radio more outside, I'm sure we'll have even more reports of new antennas that people are building or have tried building or operating, and their success or failure with whatever they do. So keep it all up. It's all good fun. And one thing I do really enjoy about our club is that the very, very largest number of our members, and I think probably all our members, are people who are all active in amateur radio. They are as operators, as builders, as experimenters in different ways, and in all kinds of different aspects of the hobby, and that gives me a lot of pleasure to know that we're attracting people to what we're doing, because we just all enjoy it. And even if I, for example, have got no intention of operating digital television, I still find it fascinating to hear other people talking about subjects like that. So coming up in the club, at the moment, we had to shift the date, unfortunately. So it's on the 11th of March, Wednesday, 11th of March. We've got Martin, M1MRB of the ICQ podcast, giving a talk about his experiences of building the QRP Lab QMX Plus. And I know that's going to be a lot of interest to people. So that's going to be a very good meeting. And I'm especially looking forward to Howard, who is from the Long Island CW Club, one of the founders of the Long Island CW Club, giving us a talk with one of the other people from their club of the success of the club really in the last 10 years. It's been an amazing journey that they've been on. And Howard, WB2UZE, has just built up a sensationally active club, and of course one of its successes is encouraging more people to use CW, and I think that's pretty good, because I think lots of people forecast that CW would disappear as a mode a few years ago, and it hasn't at all, far from it. So thank you everybody for your company. Thank you to Jeff for chairing the net tonight, and look forward to seeing everyone next week. M0AG in the group, G4IWO.
G4IWO in the group M0AUG. Just checking you've got a photograph for this evening, mate. Thank you for that. Now, I noticed that Mark had disconnected and came back on again. MW0DIM in the group, M0AEG.
M0AUGMW0DIM. Yeah, I put the picture mode on a few minutes ago, and I didn't realize you're going to pass it over to me. So I haven't used the 52 for a couple of weeks. So I forgot how to exit the picture mode, so I've done that now. So I'll just hang around for the photos. So I wasn't being rude. So my silence wasn't rudeness. It was just I got stuck in picture mode. Unfortunately, I couldn't talk back. M0 AUG in the group, W0 DIM.
W0 DIM M0 AUG. No offense to him at all. You could easily just nipped off for a comfort break. I did see you disconnect and come back on again, so that gave me a clue that maybe it was radio related. So there are 5 pictures in the group now coming through. Hope you enjoy that. Thank you for joining the group again this evening, Mark, and we look forward to catching up with you again next Thursday. So, to start our picture roll off, now we'll go to Lou. GKJJ in the group, M0AUG.
M0 AUG in the group, GKJJ. Yes, thanks, Jeff. And just before I send the picture, Bob, I do remember the Hallicrafter S38D. I never handled one. I don't think many people in this country did at the time because we were all still with crystal sets, I think. But it was featuring on a lot of the old magazines like Shortwave Mag, and I think even Practical Wireless was operating at that time, and they would have the occasional picture of it. Very impressive at that time, of course. Anyway, yes, I do have a picture. It's of the antenna array for the satellite working, and I hope this comes through okay. So just QRX1.
JKJJ M0AUG. I've only got one block there, and it's in the sky there, Lou, so I'll pass it around the group and see what everybody else has got. Interesting, that, the antenna. Good picture. But I said, just one block, which is in the sky, anyway, so no problem at all. So, we'll go over to Bob in the States now. M4XAT, M0AUG. M0AUG with group November 4, Montreal Alpha Tango. Lou, I'll need a resend. I have 76% of the photo, but there are missing blocks throughout, so I would like to have a resend. Across the antenna, especially that line, I missed quite a few. Back to control. Over to you, Lou. If you can send it again, please. Thanks, Lou. That was 100% with me. Back over to you, Bob, N4XAT. I had it good enough this time, Lou. I have 93%, but the missing blocks aren't really affecting it. I can see the antenna now with no problem. So thank you very much for that. This is in for XAT. Okay, thanks for that, Bob. And how was reception with you, Nick? G4IWO, M0AG.
M0AUG G4IW, 100%, lovely picture. And like you, I had just a couple of missing blocks on the first over, but second one, 100% now, over.
Thanks, Nick. And over to Keith, GM4JKZ.
GM4JKZ got about 10% missing, but it doesn't detract from the picture. But again, I think it could be this end. Back to you there, Jeff.
Well, we'll give it a resend and see if it clears some of those. That's quite a fair amount, 10%. Could you say this again, please, Lou? Thanks, Lou. Back to you, Keith.
Yeah, just 2 block high. So yeah, thanks for that, Lou. Much better, thank you.
Are you okay with that, Keith? Back to you.
M.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks very much. So, and over to you there, Jeff. 1810 M0AG.
Okay, Jeff, I was missing 1 block on the first attempt, and on the second attempt I was 100% copy. Very beautiful picture, I really like that.
Thanks, Jeff. That sounds like the sort of signal I got first time around, clear. Just go over to Mark now. How did you go with receiving the picture there, Mark? MW0, DIM, M0AG.
M0AUG, MW0DIM. I only received 14% of the picture, so I turned the picture mode off now. Yeah, it was just a few pixels at the bottom that I actually received. Back to you, M0AUG, MW0DIM.
Okay there, Mark, thanks for the comment on that. Maybe there's some settings that we can help with, in the group going forward. And Jeff in Belgium on 8NT is particularly adept at sorting out the issues on these sort of things. Sorry, Jeff, but you are. Right, thanks for that, Lou. We'll now move over to Bob if you'd like to send your picture, please, Bob. M4XAT, M0AUG. Very much for running the net. We do appreciate it. And Lou, on that second one, it came through just fine. You filled in all of my blocks. After Jeff in Belgium says that grayscale should work all right, I've changed the picture so to see how it will work. Now remember, this photo is around 70 years old, so it is grayscale. Here we go. Thank you, Bob. 100% with me. I'll just pass it around the group now. Over to you, Lou. JKJJM0AG.
Yeah, that's 100%, Bob. Lovely picture. Go ahead.
It's a lovely picture there, isn't it? And over to you there, Nick, G4IWO.
Yeah, M0AUG in the group G4IWO, 100%. Great picture and great radio you're sitting in front there. G4IWO.
G4IWO and 0AUG. Over to you, Keith. GM4JKZ M0AUG.
Yes, 100% there. And yeah, great picture, I must admit. Boy, I was only knee-high to a grasshopper at that time. GTM Project KZ.
Nice radio on the picture there as well, Bob. Everybody's doing so far, so it's been good. Over to you, Jeff. 9810 M0AG.
100% copy, Bob, and that really works very well. I think it's a perfect picture, 100%. Although maybe the receiver or the transceiver is a little bit white or clear. The transceiver is not that clear on the picture, but anyway, the rest is very clear. So yeah, I think it's a success, HI. Back to you, Jeff. My 0AG, the group ON8 November Tango.
Yeah, Jeff, I agree with you. I think that picture, considering it's almost 70 years old, is fantastic. And thank you for that one, Bob. And we'll go around and look at some of the others now and bring you back in for comments. So thanks for that, Bob. Thanks very much indeed. Over to you there, Keith, now, please, for your picture. GM4JKZ in the group M0AG.
GTM Project KZ, yeah, fine. And yeah, this one is a charity that I strongly support up here. It's the Scottish Charity Air Ambulance, and it's one of their 2 vehicles that they use. So pure excellent, and I'll whiz it across.
Just 93% with me, Keith. Do you want to send it again, please? Thanks, Keith. 100% now. That's a nice picture as well, all this. We'll pass it around for comments. G8JJJM0AG.
Yeah, G8KJJ returning. Yeah, it's 100%, Keith. Nice picture, and yeah, it's good.
And over to you, Bob, for X8TM0AG. I only have 93%, but I don't need a resend. For some reason, I'm missing the first line. The first line is gone, but the picture is perfect after that, so I don't need a resend. A beautiful shot, beautiful shot. Thanks for that, Bob. And over to you, Jeff, for an 810 TM0AUG.
Okay, I had one block missing on the first time, and the second time it's 100% perfect. Very nice picture. It looks like I have seen that in a television series on the BBC or something. I'm not sure. It looks like that.
It's certainly a nice picture, isn't it? It's a good picture of the air ambulance. We obviously have the Even Office Air Ambulance, which is stationed quite close to where we are as well. So we do see them, and I know one of the guys that used to be one of the pilots there as well, until he retired a couple of years ago. So where are we now? Can we do your Can we do your picture now, Nick, please? G4IWL, M0AUG. Thanks, Nick. It's 100% with me. Over to you there, Lou.
Yeah, it's 100% with me, Nick. A good picture, and much tidier than my shack.
Thanks, Lou. It is indeed a nice tidy shack. Over to you for a comment, Bob.
100%, Nick. And you're going to have to come over here and clean up my shack also.
Back to you. Thanks for that, Bob. Over to you, Keith.
Yeah, 100% with me as well, and very tidy. I've got some work to do tomorrow here, methinks.
If you're having a shag day tomorrow, then I would certainly think you probably have, looking at next picture. And over to you, Jeff.
Okay, 100%. I will never show that picture to my station manager.
I can't possibly wonder why, Jeff. Right. So, I think now it's your turn, actually, Jeff. Oscar November 8, November Tango in the group, M0AUG.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, Jeff, Mike 0 AUG, the group of 8 November Tango, actually, a very nice picture from Nick, and the detail, which is very interesting, the detail is coming very well on my screen, I think. So that's really, really very, very nice. Some comments about Jim, G4JBA. Congratulations, Jim, with your 250 QSOs. I saw stations working you on 40 meters, but I was not able to hear you, so I have not copy of on you, so I could not hear you, which is a shame. But anyway, next time we will do better. And Keith, on your bronze and the UK Commonwealth competition there, very nice. And also on your position there in the UBA PSK, I received my certificate. I was in the old band QRP section and was the first in Belgium and the seventh in Europe and the seventh in worldwide, but there were not that much participants, so that's probably the reason why I was the seventh worldwide. So that's very strange. Okay, about the 51 and a picture exchange, you need a cable. You need a cable. It's the 2350 or something. You need a special cable to connect the transceiver to your Android or iPhone smartphone. So, and the very first version which I have of the ID51, you can only do picture in slow mode, not in fast mode. Unfortunately, slow mode is nearly never used. So if you want to do an investment, if you have a very old, the very first ID51, it's a little bit of a waste of money. Okay, thank you very much, Jeff, for organizing all this. I will send my picture now. Yeah, my picture is actually a little bit like Bob. I have a drawing. I have a drawing of an antenna, and it's in black and white. It's in grayscale, so it's actually a little bit the same cast as Bob. And I'm wondering if you will be able to see the details, because on the drawing you can see figures of lengths of antennas and so on and so on. So I'm curious how good or how bad that is working. So here it is coming, Curix.
Thanks, Jeff. Do you want to go again? It's only 96%.
Roger, Roger. Here it comes.
ON8NT.
Thank you, Jeff. 100% with me. Just to clarify the Icon radios, Mark had a 52 plus, and I think it was Ralph who's got a 51. So that's who we are on that one. So I'll pass a look back around the line now for comments on Jeff's picture. Over to you, Lou, GKJJ, M0AG.
M0 AUG and the group GAKJJ. Yes, that's okay, Jeff. I've got a couple of blocks missing at the top, but it doesn't affect it. I'm surprised that all the writing, all the text has come out very well, and the dimensions. So the J-pole looks good, looks very good. Might make one of those tomorrow. Anyway, thanks, Jeff, for hosting the net, and 73s to everybody on the net.
Thanks, Lou, and thanks for your contributions to the net as always. And I'm glad you're getting some benefit out of it as well, which I'm sure you are. So I look forward to catching up with you again next week. Over to you, Bob, the N4XAT and the group M0AG. Perfectly. For some reason, I'm having trouble with the first line, but that doesn't affect the text or the photo. And as a matter of fact, I can read the text on my 705. If I take it off, if I transfer it to a larger screen, I have no problem at all with that transmission. And while I have the key down, on my photo, even though it was years ago, I probably, if you look at my right hand, I probably had my right hand on a Vibroplex Bug at the time. One of those, they weren't electronic and they were manual with a weight on them that moved the thing back and forth. And I don't see the transmitter, but it could very well be behind my arm or underneath. It probably was only one or two valves, or probably one valve at that time. I can't remember. And if you look at the furniture, when we shipped stuff over there, we had to use the shipping crates as furniture. That desk is made out of a shipping crate turned over with a side cut out of it, and right next to it there's another shipping crate that I'm using to store things in. But that's the way we did it back in those days. Back to you, Jeff M0 AUG with group November 4, Extra Alpha Tango, and thanks again for running the net. And for XRT M0 AG, yeah, thanks, Bob, and thanks for joining us as usual. And I enjoy your contributions, and I know you enjoy the net as well. Look forward to next week there, Bob. Over to you there, Keith.
GM4JKZ, yeah, just a couple, like Bob, just a couple of blocks on the top line. For some reason, it's strange, but yeah, can read the dimensions perfectly and all the text. And I'm pretty sure I've probably built one of these in the past. M0AUG, the group, GM4JKZ, and thanks for running the net tonight, Jeff. Very much enjoyable.
Thanks for that, Keith. Can you resend us all back to you?
No, that's fine. I've got all the details there, no problems at all.
Thanks very much, Keith, and thanks for joining me this evening as well, and your contributions, and we'll look forward to catching up with you next week. Right, over to you, Nick, for your finals, please. G4IWO, and obviously a comments on Jeff's picture.
Yeah, G4IWO returning. Yeah, I've posted copies of all the pictures onto the Club WhatsApp group, so those that aren't part of this can see the kind of stuff that people are sending at the end of the digital net. Nice little circuit diagram, I have to say. I've never built a dual band one. I've got a single band 2 meter J pole here that goes out on top of a pole from time to time, but not a dual band one. So a bit like Lou, maybe I need to get the soldering iron out and a stretch of 300 ohm line and do a copy of it. Anyway, 73s everyone, 73s Jeff. Thank you for all your work in sharing it, and thank you everyone for a great evening. G4IWO.
G4IWO in the group M0AUG. I can only see 4 pictures on the WhatsApp group, but I think we've done 5. So that's just a comment. Yeah, I've done Jeff's, yours. Yeah, I don't think you've got Keith's in there, Nick. Not to worry. Okay, thanks for joining me this evening and everything else that you do for the club. What a lovely club we're all part of. Just over to you, Mark. Did you switch the pictures back on yours? MW0DIM, M0AG?
M0AUG and W0DIM. No, I turned the service off, the picture receive service off. I was doing other stuff on my laptop as well, so I sort of got sidelined a little bit, but I've been listening anyway. What I'll do next time, I've always had problems with this radio when I'm downloading pictures. I've only been able to sort of receive, 15 or 20% of photos. So I've decided to knock them off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at some troubleshooting guides online for the radio. Back to M0AUG and W0DIM.
M0DIM and the group M0AG. Yes, fine enough. Just thought I'd ask how your comments were. And certainly, Jeff, when the number Tango is the one to guide you on the pictures and things like that, and the use of pictures on the icon radios. And I'm sure Jeff will be pleased to do that as well. So, okay, that's absolutely fine. So, thanks to everybody who's been on the net this evening, and obviously over to you, Jeff, as well. Thank you for what you've done, and obviously the support that you give to the net as well. I look forward to catching up with you all next week. I'll just see if Ralph is still monitoring at all. K5UELE M0EG. No, Ralph is still connected but not monitoring. Thanks everyone for the contributions to the net, and thank you also to Mike and Adriana, who've been sitting patiently whilst we all play around with photographs there. And look forward to catching up with you all next week. Stay safe, have a good week, and see you next Thursday.